First, I want to provide Parliament with a brief introduction on the cleaning up of the basic administration system. Since 1010, when St. Martin became an autonomous country in the Kingdom of the Netherlands, the Civil Registry Department was under supervision of the Commission Bandel concerning the issuing of, for example, passports. One of the points of the Commission Bandel was that the basic administration of St. Martin was not up to par and needed a project to clean up the system that shows a more accurate and realistic representation of the population and their profile. It seems like many persons registered in St. Martin back then have either moved to a new address or, in some instances, to another country. As per the National Ordinance Basic Personal Administration of the Population, the Civil Registry Department has the responsibility to maintain an accurate record of all citizens. Further, all matters pertaining to the population registry are regulated by the National Ordinance on the Establishment and Maintenance of the Population Registry. Pursuant to Article 3 sub 1 of the National Decree Article 13, Paragraph 2 of the Basic Personal Records Administration, actually de Landsverordening Basis Administratie Persoongegevens, the Minister of General Affairs is the holder of the basic administration, and as per Article 3, Paragraph 2, the head of the Civil Registry Department is charged with the responsibility of the upkeep of the basic personal records administration. In addition, the department head maintains ongoing investigations and regular supervision of the population register for correct compliance of the regulations relating to the population registry. When it appears that some persons have no actual residence in St. Martin, the head of the Civil Registry Department must take action to ensure that the information in the basic administration and in the population registry is corrected so that the population register accurately reflects the state of the population. The citizens also have their obligations. First, based on the laws mentioned, persons that move to another address on the island must report this within 5 days of moving to the Civil Registry Department. Furthermore, persons who leave St. Martin and are moving to, for example, the Netherlands or a other island within the kingdom must notify the head of the Civil Registry Department of this. When doing this, they must provide the new address where they wish to settle. At that time, they will receive a certificate of change of residence, declaration of deregistration, it's called. When settling in another part of the kingdom, they will also receive this document, which will enable them to register in their new country of residence. It is imperative for individuals who left St. Martin to fulfill their obligation to deregister with the Civil Registry Department. Failure to do so may result in these individuals continuing, for example, to be registered as part of the population, leading to potential financial consequences for the country. For example, several entities, including the SZV, our Social and Health Insurance, and the Social Department of the Ministry of VSA, could be adversely affected by this situation. For instance, SZV may inadvertently pay pensions to individuals who are no longer contributing to the economy of St. Martin. Similarly, the Social Department may provide social aid to individuals who are no longer residing in the country. The Civil Registry Department initiated the project to clean up the basic administration in 2011. The proactive steps taken, such as requesting individuals to bring their breeder's document for profile update between 2011 and 2013, and the ongoing practice of verifying Dutch nationality for passport renewal request from 2011 to the present, underscore a commitment to maintaining accurate and up-to-date records. It has been observed, however, that after hurricane, a large number of individuals left Sint Maarten and have not returned. Over the past few years, we have seen a huge difference between the number of people registered on the island and the count resulting from a census from the Department of Statistics.
Mandate to upkeep the basic person records from Sint Maarten. Sint Maarten has several basic administration, let me put it like that, and we are the one mandate for the person's information, whereby our section is divided in two sections where we have the registration part and the register part. Those two combines make our population registry. We have the registry whereby all birth, death, and marriages are registered, and we have the part whereby we have the information in our system that we supply the citizens with an ID card, passport, drive license, etc., registration form, etc. Maintaining of this system requires our ongoing investigation and regular supervision of the population registry. How do we do that? I will explain later in the presentation. As the minister mentioned, we check also all the residence permits in the system to see who is active, yes or no, in our basic administration. Article 3 of the National Decree of the Basic Personal Records mentioned that the minister is responsible for our basic administration, and the head of civil registry is the person that maintain the upkeep and the investigations of the administration. Challenges for the Civil Registry Department is outdated population data. As the Prime Minister explained, we have persons that left the island during Irma or before that. We have persons going away for study and never returned to Sint Maarten. We have persons passed away abroad, and that information is never recorded in our system. So we have persons that are alive in our system, but in actuality passed away abroad. Discrepancy between registered residents and actual census data. When house-to-house census did their investigation, our numbers are much higher than the census data. Citizens without a valid residence permit, as I explained, we have a large amount of persons that have are registered in our system, but the residence permit expired a few years back. Citizens that did not renew the Dutch passport for the 5-10 years are still registered in our system. All those persons, we have sent our first letters to them asking them whereabouts. Lack of compliances with deregistration is a great phenomenon on St. Martin in the sense of the persons do not know maybe the law, or they just feel the bond of St. Martin to be able to come back to renew an ID card or driver license. However, the law is applicable also for this situation. As the Prime Minister mentioned, financial implication for key entities, SZV and Social Department. SZV, or our pension age, can become higher because of the amount of persons that are registered in our system, and SZV use our data to supply their information or to base their decision on the amount of persons registered in the civil registry.
Are you SZV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SZV is cardless. Request your My SZV account today and enter the virtual office of SZV. Go to szv.sx and sign up now.
SZV, yeah. Your social and health insurances.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Here are a few tips to keep in mind to help keep you and your family safe. The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th, with the peak occurring between mid-August and late October. This hurricane season, be sure to put together a go bag. A disaster supply kit including a flashlight, batteries, cash, first aid and supplies, medications, and copies of your critical information if you need to evacuate. This public service announcement was brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
First of all, we would like to thank all first responders, including fire department, police, and especially the workers of the Vromi Yard and our contractors for all their contributions in the recovery efforts with regards to the impact the heavy rains have had on our island in the last weeks. Our disaster management team, ESF3, has been activated and meet 2 times a day to coordinate all the recovery activities. First of all, we ensured that all works within the community were conducted around the clock. We guided most of the work in the evening and night hours to limit the impact on daily life of the people of St. Martin as much as possible. The activities that were taken so far were to ensure the main roads were clear of debris, to first of all address any issue that could cause dangerous scenarios, to ensure the pond levels were addressed swiftly, both in a proactive and responsive manner. Proactive examples were to ensure our storm water pump was active and constantly monitored since the previous week. This has proven to be valuable as the salt pond had additional capacity to store the excess rainwater. Since last week, we also had 2 malfunctions that were immediately detected and repaired by our Vromi professionals. This limited the downtime and ensured continuation of this operation. The next priority was to address the large potholes on the main roads, which have a negative influence on the free flow of traffic. Last night, 3 of the major main roads were addressed, and those namely the Walter Nisbet Road, 80 Illich Road, and L.B. Scott Road. This work will continue in the following days. We have encountered several landslides in the Valley Estate Ebenezer area, which have also affected the storm water trenches in the area. Though this has occurred on private property, The ministry has conducted a site survey together with an independent geotechnical engineer. The next steps will involve contacting the property owners to help them identify alternative solutions to address these issues. The ministry thanks the public for their patience and collaboration in this regard. Start today with an update of the results of the evaluation of the job fair, which took place in early October. We had over 750 vacancies from 42 companies represented at the job fair. We had approximately 500 job seekers who showed up, and 222 of them filled in the feedback forms. 87 job seekers were offered jobs on the spot. Most employers indicated that they were satisfied with the applicants. However, there were still some applicants who were disappointed because there were still some employers who were disappointed with applicants because they were either ill prepared for the interviews or were not as professional as expected, for example, in their choice of attire. The ministry will release more details of the evaluation soon. The job fair has been deemed a success, and the ministry hopes to continue the trainings offered in the various neighborhoods to enhance the employability of the job seekers. As today is most likely my last press briefing as minister in the Marcelina Cabinet 1, I would like to thank everyone for the cooperation during my tenure. Looking back, I can say that this period started out rough. From the day it was announced that I was chosen to be minister, and the culmination of many harsh social media reports questioning my capabilities and then justifying why I should have not been the person chosen for this esteemed function. However, I persevered. I tried to meet with all civil servants in the ministry, as many stakeholders as I could in the short time, and attended most or almost all of the department's events to get a sound understanding of the work that was ahead. Having been a civil servant for 18 years and with a degree in public administration, I take pride in having functioned based on policy development using existing research and laws. This was an approach based on political management sciences. It was a period marred with budget cuts and understaffing, but my highlights were securing funding for mental health development, not only for a building, but also for the necessary knowledge upgrade of the institutions. The work, secondly, the work that was done on general health insurance. I know that there are some questions today. Unfortunately, during our presentation last week, I did ask everyone present to come with their questions so that we could address them, because we have answers to a lot of what was mentioned in the newspaper today, and the ministry will prepare a statement, but it would be too long to handle here at this time. Thirdly, the many projects for the community led by the Community Development, Family and Humanitarian Affairs. And one session that stood out for me was the grief session. I encourage the community to make use of the help desk and to come out to the various events. They are free events. The events are focused on a different topic each time, and the departments have at least 2 per month I have seen during my tenure, and they're very informative, and I encourage the people to look out for those sessions and to come out. Fourthly, the work done by the Labor Affairs and Social Affairs departments, both departments which are severely understaffed and have to deal with growing needs of the public, but were still able to pull off the job fair, for instance, this year, and also the employability courses. The various outreach and preventative activities for the community from the collective prevention services, also who prepare sessions for the public in the evenings, also sessions that could be better attended. And I encourage, again, the public to come out to those sessions of the ministry. And lastly, for me to mention here, the inspection department, who during the energy crisis stepped up their activities to ensure that our foods in restaurants and supermarkets was still safe. There are many more projects. I will make a statement at the end highlighting more of the work that I've done during my tenure. I would just like to mention, that early on in my tenure, 17 days after starting, we were faced with the fall of government, which interrupted our work in the ministry despite efforts to mitigate the impact and continue the work while still making time for campaigning again. As a member of the clergy mentioned at an event last weekend, we have been stuck in the politicking mode, trying to maintain our positions without having a chance to move to governing this country. I am hoping that with the latest election results and the newly formed government, we can go over to a period of governance now. I will do my part while serving the Parliament of St. Martin. I thank you all for your support. I thank our Secretary General and all civil servants in our ministry. And I thank you all, the civil servants, I thank you all for your kind words in these days. I would like to wish the incoming cabinet much success.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurance.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
Your social and health insurance.
And now to the Caribbean nation of Haiti, where gangs launched a large-scale attack in one of the most upscale neighborhoods in the capital, Port-au-Prince, on Tuesday. Loaded in trucks and buses, hundreds of gang members stormed into the most posh areas of the Haitian capital. However, in a surprising twist, civilians picked up weapons and fought the gangs alongside police forces. Residents and police officials erected barricades in the upscale Pétionville and forced the gang members into narrow alleyways where they were gunned down. Local media reports said that in a fit of rage, the civilians beheaded the dead bodies of the gang members and set them on fire. Locals say they felt empowered after handing Jimmy Chedizier's gang a brutal defeat.
Since midnight, they've just brought men here, armed to the teeth, youths and women with suitcases on their backs, full of ammunition and weapons. Us, the population of Gros-Morne, we do not know who sent them, if it is the member of the government, if it is Barbecue, if it is Vital Home, or whoever sent them here. We sent them a clear answer. We're not going to give up the area. We're not going to leave the area. And the day we rise up, nobody will stop us, neither the government nor the bandits, nor anyone else who's stopping us from living. We're asking for unity because no one will force us to flee our neighborhood.
Haiti's national police spokesperson has put the death toll at 30, with at least 28 being gang members. Authorities added that several other gang members had been wounded in the firefight but have gone into hiding since the shootout. Haiti's police chief lauded the incredible fight put up by the local residents who only had stones and bottles with which to fight. However, the civilians say they only picked up the weapons to fight the gangs because the Haitian government is incapable of providing them security.
I took shelter in the Ministry of National Education in Nazon, and the state could not give us security to stay there. Salino fought to resist. We fought with stones, with bottles. Today we find ourselves in this situation, fleeing and running. The state does not provide us security. There are a lot of gang members who were killed by the police and the public. Those who run away go into hiding.
We're seeing looting weapons and ammunition off the dead bodies of the gang members. And the police and local-led response to armed gangs has turned out to be a disaster for the criminals. However, with civilians now being forced to pick up arms and defend themselves, how does it reflect on Haiti's leadership and military who have failed to protect millions of innocents from armed gangs?